Alright, it's just me here. I'm the only one that's made it here, but there's a reason for that. So I said to Jack, sometimes I just get in the moment. I just get in the spirit of whatever's happening in the basketball world, NBL, NBA, and sometimes I just want to talk about something in the moment of it. Like our usual episodes are great, we're going to keep doing them, but this is just going to be a little, call it a mini-series, mini-episodes that we're just calling Quickfire, where we're pretty much just diving into something quickly. Pretty smart, right? It's just a way for us to talk about different topics in the moment. Of course, NBL, WNBL, of course all that, but that's a chance for me to talk more about NBA, so more NBA fans out there. I know Jack isn't heavily into it, but I would say that I'm quite heavily into it, so I like tweeting things out, like sharing my opinions like that. But it's fun just to jump on the mic and just to kind of dive into one topic, or a few, just quickly, why you're passionate about them. Anyway, enough of that. Quickfire episodes, let's get this one done. Oh, and in case it wasn't obvious, they'll be done individually. So myself or Jack, jump on, record something quickly, plus our normal weekly updates. And, well, we say weekly, but the schedule has been obviously hard, especially with him in Germany, and I'm busy as well. So this is a way for us to talk more when we want to, and as well as our usual planning. Anyway, forget that.
How important is it to be making history for Virginia Tech? First trip in history.
It is so huge. I can't even speak right now. I can't believe it.
So, you'd think after a big free agency signing, Keanu Pinder to Perth, I'd talk about him. But you'd be mistaken. Georgia Amoore, she's been killing it in the NCAA Women's March Madness tournament over there, and I've just loved sort of, I guess, learning more about her. Like, I'm not going to pretend like I've followed her journey often or closely or anything like that, but she has caught my attention over the past few weeks. She's a 21-year-old from Ballarat, which is really cool, and then she's doing what she's doing on the biggest stage in college basketball, them there being there, like the NCAA March Madness sort of end of season tournament. So the biggest stage for them, and then yeah, you look at her bio and she's just from, Ballarat, Australia, which is really cool. But she's not just playing in the tournament either. She's on the number one seeded Virginia Tech team. And again, I'm not going to pretend like I'm heavily involved in all this and my knowledge is out of this world with it, but she has caught my attention, and their team has caught my attention. Hence why I'm doing this quick little episode. So she's starting for them, and today they did lose in the Final Four. I'm recording this on April 1st. They did just lose in the Final Four, but during that game, she finished with like 17 points, I think it was. But she became the all-time leading female basketball player in NCAA tournament history in three-pointers made.
Amoore, another good look. She got it. And with that three, Georgia Amoore has now hit more threes than any player in NCAA tournament history.
It speaks for itself, really. So I just found that really cool that was a stat that came out of it. So she averaged 22.6 points per game in the tournament. I just liked how these people kind of come on the scene. Like I said before, I'm not going to act like I've followed her journey closely, but she's definitely made her mark now, and people kind of know her name. People are tweeting about her. People are writing articles about her. Georgia Amoore and Caitlin Clark are like the two sort of names you hear, well, I've heard wherever I get my information. They're the two names out of women's college basketball at the moment that everyone's going to talk about, which is cool. Because Caitlin Clark, if you're watching any of the college basketball stuff, you would have heard her name. She's gone crazy. People love the deep threes, the fancy dribbles, the fancy passes, all that stuff. She's got it all.
Here's Clark. A deep one. You bet! Caitlin Clark!
We had a belief that we could come in here and do this when nobody believed in us other than the people in our program, and that's all that matters. That's all you need, and you can go shock the world.
She's made a headline for herself, but then the other name is Georgia Amoore out of Ballarat.
Georgia Amoore is having an NCAA tournament for the ages, 6 straight games with 20 or more points. You text her before every game. What have you texted her tonight? Do you care if you share?
Oh, absolutely. I told her, you're the best player on the floor. Go prove it. And now she responds with, I know. And it used to be a lot of hesitation just because she's so humble. And now she's understanding how important she is. And when she gets out and she plays extremely well and confident and aggressive, it makes us a better basketball team. So she's been phenomenal. And it's been a lot of fun for me to watch her because she's the hardest working kid I've ever had.
What it does for women's basketball as well, I think, is really cool. Just putting these faces out there, these players out there. People are going to take notice. People are going to watch more games. There was some stat the other day that I saw online that Iowa, so Caitlin Clark plays for Iowa. Iowa versus, I don't even know the team Iowa plays, to be honest, but they basically, the most eyeballs were watched on that game than any other NBA game on ESPN. I think I've got that fact correct. And if I haven't, it sounds good anyway, so I'll just run with it. But I'm actually pretty sure that was true. So obviously, yeah, people are watching it, people are enjoying it, and so am I. Another thing that stood out to me was Virginia Tech's head coach, Kenny Brooks. I'll read a quote right here. I think it was the last game, but he basically said at halftime, he's like, "I'll go anywhere in the world to find another player like that. She's the reason why we're here." And I just really liked, I don't know, sound bites like that. I enjoyed it. It's clear what the coach and what the staff think of Georgia Amoore. So yeah, thought I'd chuck that in there as well. Anyway, I was looking forward to doing one of these quickfire episodes and just talking about something in the moment that you're passionate. Georgia Amoore has my attention. She has a lot of people's attention. I know we'll obviously see her in the WNBL one day, maybe the WNBA. I hope we see her in both of those leagues. I hope I get to go out and watch games of hers, especially after she's grabbed my attention like this. So it's cool. I love learning about new players. I kind of wished I followed her journey a bit closer now. It makes me want to sort of dive into Australian athletes more in college, follow their journey, and not just kind of like notice them when they're doing the best things on the biggest stage like she is now. But in saying that, I'm glad people know her name. I'm glad I know her name. I do remember she did play in the NBL one briefly, however many seasons ago. So her name did sound familiar to me, so I went back and did some research like that. But that was it. I hope you guys enjoyed it. As I said before, it gives us sort of like a different way to talk about different things, more specific things, and more in the moment, which I think is the main part of it all. Yeah, Georgia Amoore, I'm a fan. But just to reiterate, she has the most threes made by anyone ever in the NCAA Women's Tournament, which is bloody cool. Done. Yeah, I think that's it. Cool. Well, let me know if you enjoyed it. I enjoyed it. So that's all that matters, right? I enjoy putting these things in people's faces or ears. I think it's good. Let's talk about more stuff. And I love my NBA, so let's talk about it. All right, cool. I'll see you next episode with Jack. Bye.
Any words for people watching back home in Australia? Look right in that camera and give it to them. I love you all.